Yeah, he did. We're talking the week that was in Port Charles, and we have a friend of the show who's on the show with us. And 47 years ago, on a Mother's Day like this, my mother was pushing and created me. Next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, that familiar music. Yes, 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 yes. How are you? Welcome to the GH Report here on AfterBuzz TV, on AfterBuzzTV.com. I am your birthday host, James Lott Jr., and you guys have been so sweet this whole week. It's been so great this weekend. It's been so wonderful. Man-made continues, and it's all men today. Thank you. The audience. It's all men. Yes, it is. And to my far, 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 far left, it's James Lott Jr., Frank Moran.
That's right. Hey, everybody, you can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie.
And our friend of the show who's on the show, he is back, and I'm so happy he's here with us today. What a great guy, Robert Palmer Watkins.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Hey. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you for having me back.
He was our first guest, you guys, our first guest ever when we started about, I guess it's like 7 or 8 months ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been that long.
Yes, time's gone, and you've got a bigger role since you first started.
A little bit. There's been some ups and some downs, right? Yeah, lately I've been
up.
Lately I've been up.
And shirtless.
And shirtless. Yeah, I know.
Kissing some people that are not part of your storyline before.
Kissing all kinds of people. Never getting as far as I'd like to get with those people, but kissing, yes.
Yeah, I don't think, wait a minute. Dylan's not had sex on the show, has he?
That's
yet?
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dylan has not had sex on the show yet, which is crazy for a soap opera. I thought it was going to happen the first week.
Yeah, that is true. All the women you've been connected to, that's true.
I know.
What's going on there, GH writers?
I don't know.
How is it when you read the script and you find out, I've got a shirtless scene coming up? Is it like, do you start internally just sweating? Like, oh,
it's
man,
always kind of like, damn it.
Can't eat that, can't do this, can't do that.
It's kind of like you never really feel prepared, even if you're going to the gym consistently, I mean, I do go to the gym pretty consistently, but it's still always a little bit like, oh shit, guess I shouldn't have drank that pack of beer this weekend, But no, I mean, it's good. Usually you'll find out like a week in advance. You get your scripts about a week in advance. So if you are feeling a little, you got a few days to like just be really healthy, but. Let's be honest, a week is still, if you're out of shape, a week is only a week, So you kind of just got to go in and just do it. But
can you say the name Simran Singh, please, into that camera?
Simran Singh.
Okay, she said her life will be complete.
Wow. Okay. That was it? That was a pretty easy
request. My life will be complete.
Wow.
I mean, that's easy, isn't it? Okay.
Oh.
So Simran Singh.
Simran?
Ron.
Simran Singh.
Oof.
Thank you.
Ooh, and that's Alexis in the booth, please. Miss Alexis, where all Alexis Tauruses are sold.
Yes, where all Alexis Tauruses are sold.
I saw you were playing a little bit of that. You were putting together.
I was trying to be discreet, didn't work.
And I was like, I know that song. Yeah. But anyway, so welcome to GH Report. Thank you for following us on YouTube and iTunes. Go ahead and rate us, like us, comment. Our Twitter handles, of course, you know us. I'm James Lott Jr., Happy Go Jackie, Robert P. Watkins. You can tweet us and talk about us, talk about the show, continue the conversation. Using the hashtags, all the GH Reports are in the hashtags. Do all that. And we made it to 1014 likes, and we're almost to 1,100. I got to post a trivia question this week, so we'll be giving away some prizes for you guys, and do that this week, of course. We're going to mention the Emmys, because your show won some big Emmys.
Yeah.
You're doing some really big Emmys. You won Outstanding Drama Series.
That's crazy. So crazy.
That's great. You're part of that because you're part of those months.
It's awesome. I mean, I'm just so happy. Frank Valentini, our producer, this was his first Emmy, I'm told, and he's been on. He's worked for soaps for a long time, and he's been on GH for a few years now. So it's just really cool to see. Even though I'm new to it and I can't be like, I won an Emmy, I still feel like I'm a part of it, and it's just cool to see the people above me that have been there for a long time and have been working really hard on the show. It's cool to see them get their moment to shine, and especially Frank. I mean, a lot of times the people behind the scenes don't get as much credit as they deserve, and he puts his heart and soul into that show night and day, and I'm sure it's a very stressful position to be in, and for him to get recognized and get to go up there and get an award, it's really cool.
I heard he's on. A lot of times he's on set too, isn't he?
Oh yeah, I mean, he is very involved. Which I think is really cool. I mean, I think it's cool when a producer cares that much that they come down and they actually want to I mean, he directed a scene I was in the other day, and he's very hands-on to the point where you're like, okay, Frank, you know what I mean? I mean, there are times where you're like, whoa, you're so hands-on, but I'd rather have it that way than the other way around. You know, if a producer, you don't even ever see him.
Yeah.
You know,
does even person know I exist?
Yeah.
Are they watching anything I do?
Because I've been in, not that I've ever been on a show of this caliber, but I've been in, you know, other projects where you barely meet the producer.
Right.
So to know what he looks like and to know you can go into his office if you have a question or a problem, that is really cool, I think. So
what's it like when you come to work that Monday after the awards? Do they do something special?
It was a very happy vibe that week, I have to say. Everybody was in a great mood. We all, you know, it's nice to see the cast and the crew outside of work, and we got to hang out a lot that weekend because of all of the Emmy events and parties, and I think it just bonds us all a little bit closer. So that week coming back to set, knowing that we had just all hung out all weekend and we won 9 Emmys. Frank was in a great mood. The crew was in a great mood. Sure. Jane Elliott told me she loved me. I mean, it was one of the best days of my life.
I'm sure.
You know? So,
well, you know, okay, so for folks who don't know, outstanding lead, all the men won basically. It was like outstanding lead actor was Tyler Christopher, supporting actor Sean Blakemore, younger leading actor Brian Craig, so the win, and then directing team you guys won also. Yeah. So I mean, it's like the men were like man, it's like it's working out. GH, the men were on top.
Cleaned up, yeah. Mark Teschner won.
Yes, my buddy Mark Teschner. Yes, I'm so happy about him.
Yeah, so it was. I'm very, very, very proud. I think, you know, the women deserve some Emmys next year, I think, because you're right. The guys cleaned up this year.
Oh, well, I'm still bitter and salty that Brooklyn did not win for Best Supporting.
Man.
She should have won Best Younger Leading Actress. I'm sorry. I know True O'Brien. I like True. It's my girl. I love her, and I'm congratulations to her. But I think that those scenes that she submitted, I mean, you have to have ice in your veins.
Which scenes? No, she submitted the scenes, I'm guessing, where she was sad about her having to move.
Yes,
right?
and the mother. It was a whole mother thing. And Sam was like, there was those scenes where she's acting with like these adults, and she's like completely on par with them.
Yeah. Those scenes were incredible.
I'm just like, I'm still salty on that one. But and
she is like such a little adult. When I talk to her, I'm almost terrified. I mean, I saw her at one of the Emmy nominee parties or whatever, and she just looks so elegant. And she comes up, she just turned 10 years old. She stares you straight in the eyes, has a full-on conversation with you, asks you questions about how's your day, how's the nurses, you know what I mean? And you're just like, I was intimidated. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's just like so put together. Like, that is a star. That kid is a star.
Well, her and Nicholas Bechtel, who plays Spencer.
And he's on a whole nother level, too.
Oh, at the Emmys, he was hilarious. It was just like, he's jumping around. He was on stage with Frank. I mean, he's like, they are stars now and in the making.
I think that it is, and honestly, when you talk to her, you are kind of like, wow, the world is at your fingertips, and I just hope you have good parents. And then you meet her parents.
And they are good parents.
And they're great. So I think she's going to do really well, and I'm really happy to see that she has parents that are going to keep her grounded and level-headed, because this industry is crazy, you know?
I did a mini spotlight on her. I spotlighted her here at AfterBuzz, and it's got a lot of views, but her parents reached out to me.
Oh, really?
I was like, they were really nice, because her sister acts, too. She has a sister who acts also.
Yeah.
And they said that they told Brooklyn about my episode, and they were smiling about it. They thought they were so happy. I was like, oh my God, the parents actually talked to me.
Oh, that's cool.
So one day we'll have her on here one day.
You should.
I love
She's
to have her on
great,
there.
yeah.
Ladine, our co-host, in the chat room.
Oh my!
Hi, she's in Miami right now, celebrating some family stuff. So hi, Miss Ladine. She wanted to be here with you, of course. This last time you guys were a little flirty.
Ladine, where you at, boo?
She's in there right now, and Lucretia is on the freeway, so she couldn't make it here. Coming up the 5 in California, couldn't make it.
I feel sorry for you being on the 5
on a Sunday. On a Sunday.
We miss you, but I'm sorry that you're on the... Oh, man, that's horrible.
Yes, it's kind of sad there. So, but yeah, congratulations to all that. And Lucretia and Ladine did interviews at the red carpet at the Emmys, and they're on the AfterBuzz channel under General Hospital. Also, they're on our Facebook page. We posted them there, too. So you can watch it. He talks to all kinds of people. He talks to Donnell Turner, who sang Happy Birthday to Me.
Oh.
He did. He asked where I was and sang Happy Birthday to Me. I cried. So they're all on there. And I did an Emmy recap special with with Matthew from Dish and Days and Lucretia, and that's on AfterBuzz too. So let's get into let's just go right in. Talk about a few storylines. Get your opinion on some of them, of course.
Okay.
See what you think. Well, we're back to Hayden and Nicholas again. They're at an impasse again.
Well, I haven't they've been in it. I mean, ever since he kind of. I feel like a lot has happened, as we talked about last week, that just haven't seemed to have him off camera, in terms of all the maneuvering that went around. But also now it's like, oh, hey, you don't have to sign this prenup. They're at a stalemate. Sign this prenup. Or sign it so you don't get any of that $5 million. I'm not going to give you any of it.
Right, but I know you tried to kill me, so I could do it. And if you're going down, I'm going down too. She was like, I'll take everybody down.
Yeah.
It's like, so they're at a stalemate again. And I'm like, why do you keep doing that over and over again? Like,
I know, like, once you know that you've actually tried to get somebody killed, like, I feel like you can never, like, try to get the upper hand on them. Like, oh, hey, yeah, guess what? Get out of here. I'm not going to give you any money.
You're not getting nothing from me. Like, well, you tried to kill me. And I have proof. It's like...
I think that's such an interesting dynamic. I love the two of those characters, because... they're like trying to sabotage each other, yet deep down they love each other. It's like this, but we don't know that yet. But it's like they do, obviously, right? I mean,
I think so.
It's just going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Well, when she sits it up and says, "I have certain needs," and he starts taking off his shirt. Like, all right, fine, all right, we'll do this.
And she's like, "No, you said you want your husbandly needs or whatever." She's like, "That's not what I meant." Someone just said that too. That way he took off his shirt. I know, it's like that was actually a funny scene. That's a scene that. In the past, usually women would do that for a scene, like they'll be like, "Oh, my man wants to, I'm gonna show you, just take me." But like he did that, like you saying I'm your stud because I'm your husband or something. Like, she's like, "No, I want my money."
I'm so glad that he won an Emmy too. That was his first Emmy, right? That was his first Daytime.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He's been on for a long time too.
So long, and he deserved. I mean, so well deserved. I'm so happy.
Yeah, he's really good. I was like surprised he got it though, first time, because it's stiff competition. So I thought maybe Anthony Gary might get it again because it was his last storyline. But I'm glad that he has enough Emmys. He has like 20 of them.
He's got a lot. Yeah.
Oh my God! So J.A. wants me to ask. This is a good point to ask this. Ask Robert what he's using on his skin because it's so glowing. So go right ahead. That's right. So that's a good time to ask that.
Funny. Well, I guess I'll do a shameless plug.
Do it.
You brought it up. I wasn't gonna do it, but you asked. No, just really briefly. My mom and my sister Ellen are involved in Rodan and Field's skincare line. They've been using it for a few years. They got me using it. I resisted for a long time, and then I realized, well, I'm on camera every single day, and they're this close to my face.
Your skin does look amazing. I'll give it to you.
Thank you. So I started using this stuff, realized how freaking awesome it was, and realized that, you know, I was starting to break out a lot because of all the makeup they put on me on set, and you wear that much makeup every day for 8 hours. Your skin starts to break out. So I was like, sure, I'll try this stuff. Tried it. It's amazing. The doctors that make Proactive make this. It's a new line. You're only able to buy it from a consultant, like an individual person. So I became a consultant, just like my mom and my sister. I am now repping it and selling it. Never thought I would be selling skincare. Not gonna lie. Right. But I figured, if it helps me this much, why not help? You know, the majority of people that watch soaps are women in their 40s or older that probably want some good skincare. And I was like, why not help these people? If it's helping me, and it's such a good company. That's what I love about it. All the doctors are so rich at this point; they don't need any more money.
They don't need the other
So any profit from individual consultants that are selling it that they get is going all back into the community, charities. I mean, you can look it up. You can go to my website, onsetskin.myrnf.com, and you can read all the research and look at my story. But yeah, Rodan and Fields, I'm repping it now, hardcore. So kind of crazy. Did not think I'd be doing that.
Here's something for you. Kathy Fields was my dermatologist about 15 years ago, before she went into the whole in San Francisco.
Really?
Before she went into the whole online stuff. So that's a small connection there. Connection. Me and my best friend used to go to her all the time.
That's freaking crazy.
I never had acne growing up. I was totally, they're like, I got it as an adult a little bit.
See, I never had it growing up either, and now that I'm wearing makeup every day, I started breaking out, and this stuff is crazy. So
small world.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, I'm really trying hard. I know I'm posting a lot of stuff, and I'm trying not to push it down people's throats, but I really do believe in it. So why not? If it's helping me, it could help somebody else.
Look at him, kids. Look at him. He does look glowing. They all said he looked great. They said you look great.
Thank you.
And a guy in here, John Del Rey, said, I worked in risk management, and Rodan and Fields was one of my brands.
Oh, nice.
So small world, kids. Small world.
That's so great. I can't believe she was your dermatologist.
Years ago, 100 years ago.
Talk about like small world.
I'm turning 47, kids. 47. So that was only a long time ago. Yes. Okay, then we go on to talking about sex, and your character's not getting it. Jordan and Andre went to town.
They certainly did.
They went to town. They had some sex.
Yes.
But the way that it was aired this week, I felt like there was a big gap because they get back to their place and they get like ready to make out, and then I felt like a whole episode happened.
Yeah, I know.
And then it cuts back to them like, wow, what a extended break between the getting into the apartment and then actually getting to the lovemaking.
Right. Maybe they were just having a lot of sex. I don't know.
Or a lot of foreplay, maybe.
Maybe yes.
That's right.
Take your time.
Take your time. Take your time. Do it right.
Right.
It's like we can do it, baby. Do it all night. Yes, a little SOS song from the '80s. But yeah, so we got to see Jordan's apartment though. It's kind of like his apartment.
Yeah.
I never she had an apartment. When she went in, it was like he didn't deserve me. The week before, he didn't deserve me out of it. And obviously knocks on the door, and he just took her right there.
I've been rooting for that for a while. Though.
Yeah.
I think that they're so good together.
They're good together. They are good together.
Good chemistry.
They do. They do. We saw him with his shirt off for the first time too. He had his shirt off. He had a body. How's it going, Anthony?
I'm sure it won't be the last. Once they get you shirtless once, they're like, all right, now we've broken you in.
So that's what William DeVry's problem is. He's always shirtless half the time.
I think he might almost just go in and say, you know what, make me shirtless today. I think they hang up a wardrobe and he's like, I don't need it. No, I mean, hey, he looks great. If you work out, I don't even know how old he is, but he's you know. He works out and might as well show it off. I mean,
Lady just said, keep hands off of my Andre.
Oh yeah, she's got a big big crush.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's right, girl. But it was fine. It's good to see for me, and I will say this. I have no problem saying this. It's good to see some black love on daytime TV.
We got a good black group of cast in our GH. I'm really proud of our
great actors too.
We have a good mix of actors. It's not you don't watch GH and go, wow, this is just all white people or all black people or all. I feel like they've done a really good job of keeping it diverse.
I agree. I completely agree.
Am I biased in saying that?
No,
I do.
Mark Teschner, my man.
Mark Teschner.
I give it to him. No, I completely agree. But not just that, but they're all good actors.
Yeah. It wasn't like they were like, oh, we just need a black guy.
Right.
It was like everybody makes sense. Everybody fits their part, I think. And I mean, that's Mark Teschner. That's why he has another Emmy.
Yeah, he's just.
I asked him at the Emmy after party. I was like, so does it get old? Like, what is this? Your
ninth? It's like his
10th or 9th Emmy? He was like, never gets old. And I was like, gosh, man, that is so cool. And he told me that he brought his daughter actually to the Emmys, this Emmys. And I was like, that's got to be crazy. To not only bring your daughter to the Emmys for the first time, but for her to see her dad win an Emmy.
Oh,
I mean, what else? And he was just like, yeah, it's incredible. I mean,
I texted him afterwards. I was like, you can't say enough nice things about Mark Teschner. I just love him immensely.
He's a great. I mean, I'll always say good things about him.
I mean, I'll say good things about him. I mean, I can't say enough. He's so good. He's so genuine. He's so good.
He basically helped get me my start. So I will always feel a special. Gratitude towards him.
Oh yeah, definitely. So they had sex. They had ended, of course. They couldn't have sex a second time because they had to respectively deal with their stuff.
Yeah, I was just curious because it seems like, well, certainly she's been really concerned about Anna's involvement with Andre, but Curtis, I mean, that seems to be kind of dwelling in the background as well, and that still hasn't been addressed.
Nope, that's not.
So like, what's the deal with those two?
I know. But the thing is, it's a great triangle they're kind of building because Andre does care about Anna, and they have chemistry. Finola Hughes didn't have chemistry to me. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's like kind of. I mean, I see. It's just all over the place. I mean, this is great. This is what soap opera's about.
Chemistry is funny because I feel like, at least in my experience so far, more times than not, when they've paired me with someone, I haven't been paired with anybody yet where I'm like, I just don't have chemistry with them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I started with Lulu, then they kind of switched me to Valerie, then I was with Maxie, now I'm with Kiki. Apparently everybody's loving Dylan and Kiki together, and I will say I think our chemistry is awesome. But I mean, I can't sit here and say I didn't have chemistry with the other three girls that I was kind of paired with because I think. Once again, I think the actors are just that dedicated, and when they know their characters so well, it's easy to play off of them and find that chemistry with these other actors on GH. So that's why I don't know. I think that's why sometimes it's hard to find a match for actors, for the writers and stuff, because they're like, well, he could work with her, but maybe he could work with her too. You know.
No, because that's because watching you with all the different actresses doing that, we'd always talk about it's such great chemistry, especially with you and Maxie. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, we totally saw it, completely saw it.
Yeah. And so interesting to see like how the writers see it, how the fans see it, and then how the writers see it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how could you not see that chemistry? But then as a writer say like, well, that's great, but let's try to do something different.
But we still, and then they also have to, sometimes the fans, like when they were starting to kind of pair me with Maxie, I think a lot of you fans were very passionate about keeping Maxie and Nathan together. So the writers have to also go, okay, well, what can we do to keep keep his love life interesting, but we don't want to sabotage something else good that's going on. So I think Kiki, well, I'm sure you're going to ask about that.
Right now. So Kiki, what do you feel about you and Kiki?
The only thing I just think Kiki and Dylan, you know, we never really thought about it, but the day that we had our first scenes together in the hospital, I remember Haley Aaron, who plays Kiki, and myself kind of just looked at each other and we were like, oh yeah, duh, this makes total sense right now for our characters. Like,
we thought so too. We liked it too on here.
We were like, why didn't we think of this? You know? Because with the other characters, it was always kind of like, okay, well, Dylan with Lulu, yeah, but she's married. Dylan with Valerie, she's in love with Dante. Dylan with Maxie, she's basically married to Nathan. But then with Kiki, it's like she needs out of this relationship with Morgan.
Yes. Well, there we go.
Yes.
There's nothing good happening with that relationship
Morgan's
anymore.
gonna freak the F out.
And it's so funny that those characters are still holding on to each other because there's just so much, you know, hurt and pain there. And Dylan has kind of been put through the ringer in his love life too. So that first day on set, we were both just kind of like, this makes total sense. We both need a friend right now.
Hashtag killing, they said.
Yeah. So, and I'm excited about the drama it's going to bring from Morgan, and I hope it does bring drama because I would love to work with Brian Craig because I haven't got to work with him.
Yeah, you haven't.
I had one day where I got to work with him a little bit, but you know, I respect him as an actor. I think he's a great guy, and I'd love to have some scenes with him. And if there's some dramatic tension fight scenes, I'm ready for that because I think Dylan needs some of that. You know?
I hate to say this though, I may be alone, but I saw a little bit of chemistry between you and Nina, even though she was drunk.
Hey, I'm about that all day.
I was like, you and Michelle Stafford, I'm like, on the show.
I'm about that all day.
That was hilarious.
She is like, working with her is never boring.
I'm sure. Now we met her.
You've
sure.
met her.
Yes.
She is just what you see is what you get. She doesn't hold back. She goes for it, and she just is fearless, and I respect that about her. I mean, another actress similar to that is my mom, Jane Elliott.
Yes,
you know, she is who she is. She's unapologetic. She makes strong choices on set. They might be weird or out of the box, but she makes them work. They work for her, you know? So, I mean, one of my favorite days shooting was the day that Nina was drunk and I carry her to the room.
Yes, we talked about that. Yes.
I mean, she's just so funny. It's hard to not crack up with her because she's so funny.
We love that. So we'll talk more about some of his other storylines as we going on. Oh, I'm not alone. See, I think Nina and a little something going on there.
Maybe.
Even the scene after you guys met when you were trying to carry all the Maxie's engagement gifts was kind of like, there's something going on there. But you and Kiki especially, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
People think that you're going to save Kiki's character. And like on the show, people are kind of like, Kiki, I don't know what's going on, but maybe you'll be the one that'll.
No, I think so. And just even the way when you guys met up at that first thing you were talking about, just like, hey, the last time I saw you was at the Haunted Star when you were playing that terrible video. Yeah, that's right. Huh? And just like a great catch up with somebody after all this. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, way to bring that up again.
That was when she said that. I was like, that's right. They have each other since like New Year's. Or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Right. Carlos, I thought of you, Frank. Carlos talks to everybody and pleads for his life.
Oh,
I thought of you completely when Sonny walked in. There was pleading. No, you can't go. I started laughing. I thought of you. I started laughing.
Yes, that's it. All of a sudden, just going from push-ups, going getting a nice swell on, and all of a sudden, like just crouch up against the prison bunk, like, oh, what you gonna kill me here? What are you doing? Oh man.
Those are some classic scenes.
I mean, he's such a great actor. I mean, I love him as an actor, but just like this, it just makes me laugh. He has more visitors than we do on my birthday weekend. Everybody's just showing up over there talking to him.
Yeah, is there anybody just at that police station that just says, "Hey, maybe are you allowed to come in here?" No, it's like open door. Everybody can just walk right in.
They allowed that many visitors, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it was kind of it was kind of crazy. And we'll talk more about Carlos a little bit because we had to hit him MacGyver himself too. That's a little later. When Paul brought him the two things, the paper clip and the pen. That's kind of funny. Griffin and Nathan actually meet and talk shirtless.
That was a nice long extended.
Yeah, they were in the hospital locker room because Griffin had spilled when Anna asked him about his love life or something, and he spilled, so he had to go there, and of course Nathan walks out shirtless, changing his shirt too, and they basically stood there shirtless talking.
They were in the hospital locker room?
In the locker room, yeah.
Why was Nathan in the hospital locker room?
Because he was changing it. He left his shirt there or something, or Maxie brought his shirt. It was like some weird thing.
Basically, they found a way to make his shirt right.
Because somebody had OD'd, that witness.
That's right.
And he got a little bit of like OD residue on him. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, but
That's pretty funny.
They just had a nice little chat.
Because that scar.
Yes, saw that scar, which I think leads credence to the idea that Nathan's the one that did shoot him, but from behind, and so didn't recognize him.
But people were saying, I don't know if you saw this, Frank, is the scar been moved around? Is it the same spot? Someone's like, the scar's somewhere else. Has it been the same spot the whole time? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the same spot. I think it's moved.
It's down on the side, right? It's down here on the
Oh, people love the shirtless scene.
No, like who's gonna say I hated
One's
that
like
shirt?
best scene of my life. Just laughing. Best scene of my life.
Frank, I hated it.
You hate it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Alexis, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I didn't endure watching that.
You didn't do 2 men shirtless with great bodies.
I know. How dare they put
That's
that
crazy.
on TV?
That's so funny. I didn't even know about that scene. That's hilarious.
And then Maxie walks in, but then he leaves. Well, I don't know why he's just so jumpy around me. And then what's his name? Nathan's like, he seems like he felt like he deserved it or something in his past.
Mm-hmm.
He deserved to get shot. They're building that one up. Okay. And then Griffin talked to Mac at the floating rib. No one's eating ribs.
No.
Why am I not seeing ribs, the floating rib?
But everybody talks about how great these ribs are.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to see them. I want somebody to chow down.
I would love to have just a dirty rib eating.
Oh my God, you imagine? I know.
Like screw being pretty on the soap, just like right up
Get
in
it.
you know?
Get
More
in
than
it.
that bib, we got a bib.
yes.
The sauce just running down.
I'm like, come on. They're on the floating rib, but they talk, and everybody's telling him how great Duke was, which is kind of funny. Everybody's just talking about how great he is, and he's heard it a million times. And then Anna was there. She shows up when she sees that guy Hale run out after Alexis talking to him, so she shows up.
Alexis, man, always just nice with soap coincidences, because it's like all the bars in the city.
Yes.
Of course, this one guy that happens to be the witness is at the same exact bar that Alexis is, who's defending the guy that's under prosecution for this, is just having to run into him. Yep. Okay.
And he gets killed. Let's go right into that. He gets killed.
Yeah. Is it necessary to show somebody when they OD that they have to keep the syringe in the arm?
I know.
Is that a mandatory part?
You could get the idea of the syringe is next to them,
right?
And there's blood coming out of their hands. You kind of get it, but no, that was stuck in there still.
I'm surprised they were even allowed to show that.
Me too.
That's pretty ballsy for
daytime.
right?
I know. They said it was stuck in there too. It was in there.
Yeah, even got the blood kind of running down as he fell onto the ground. Yeah.
I was like, hey, okay, and have her find him, of course. But I did like that. Anna did bring up her past, didn't she?
Yes.
She was like, were you defending when you found Luis Alcazar had killed, blah, blah, and when you ran over Kiefer, your daughter's boy, we brought up all Alexis like misdeeds.
Yes.
Just laid him out before he said, here you go, girl. Here you go, girl. That's what you did in the past.
That's one thing I've realized about being on a soap is that other characters do not forget about that.
No.
They will bring it all up randomly. You're like, what? We weren't even fighting about that.
It was just like, oh my God, there you go, girl. I was like, and Alexis was like, yeah, I did do that. Well, I kind of did do that. I mean, it was like, but I didn't do this.
Right.
It was interesting because she even brings, should Anna be in the room here? Because isn't she, still have an issue there with the potential murder? Yeah. And but it was just great that when Anna says, oh, I still have my position, even though I'm under suspicion of this attempted murder.
Yes, right. And Julian, of course, is standing there. I mean, but I will say, the scenes between her and Julian were so good. Nancy Lee Grahn could just act her ass off.
She's great. Yeah.
Oh my God! I was like, "Tell me, did you do it?" And you can see the way his eyes were darting, and like he totally played it off, like he didn't do anything wrong. And I didn't order the hit. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" But he never said he didn't order it. But he never said he did.
Oh, I haven't had a scene with her yet. I just realized.
With Nancy Lee Grahn?
With Nancy Lee Grahn, I have not.
Oh my God!
I think she's like one of the only people that I haven't had a scene with yet. That's crazy.
You need to have one.
Have I? I don't think I have.
I think you don't either, because you've been involved with Quartermaine stuff. Then it was like Lulu, Maxie. I don't think you have.
I've crossed
Now
paths
Princeton.
with pretty much everybody at this point, but I don't think I have with her.
Well, once you get in some legal trouble on the show.
There you go.
That's
It'll
it.
happen.
Well, her or Diane. Give some Carolyn Hennessy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. Or Rick's back. Your buddy Rick.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
But that scene where she was basically just trying to get, just tell me that you love me. Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me. Just again and again. Oh, just she
I actually
is.
thought of you too. I thought you were on that one too. Just because they've ruined them already, kind of. Because he didn't come clean.
No, the second day he didn't come clean, and then he gave her the guilt trip. Like, I don't know. What, I thought we had a loving relationship, but if you're gonna be like this,
Oh, yeah.
And then she, no, I'm so sorry, no.
Alexis.
Yeah, that's it.
But that is her weakness, is men, bad boys. It's always been her weakness since the show began. It's always been her weakness. That's her bad Castle sign, I guess. So she's a sucker for these men who just it makes you want to shake the TV.
Yeah, I mean that's. She's just compromising herself by bits and pieces with him. So,
But she's been with Julian now for what? How many years?
About a year or so. I think it was a couple of years. A couple of years.
Wow. Seems like longer because they have such a huge fan base. The Julexis, or what are the
Julexis?
Yes.
That's right.
But the one character said that she's more in love with the idea that he loves her so much, that as opposed to her being so in love with Julian. It's just the idea that he loves her is what is what really keeps her involved in that relationship.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel bad. I was actually rooting for them and him changing his life. And now, or at least be honest to her. At least be honest with her. Right?
Yeah,
You said it before.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they always say with the mobs, like, you can't get out ever. But even though it seemed like Julian had made an effort, I just feel like, well, we've kind of we did a 180 and we're pulling it all back. So he didn't really escape. Because I felt there were a lot of other great stories that they could have done with Julian outside the mob, with Crimson, with you guys over there. That they could have had him more involved on just business side and less mob stuff. But
well, him and Nina are talking these days.
Yeah,
I hope they do. Yeah, I hope they include. I mean, I've gotten to do some cool scenes with Julian at Crimson. I love the Crimson story.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we do too. We're big fans of that. We're so happy with that.
And Will DeVry is actually repped by my manager as well.
Oh, okay.
So he's been really cool and helpful. Me coming on the show, kind of, if I have a question, he'll kind of guide me or whatever. So it's kind of funny that now he's kind of the boss at Crimson.
That's so funny.
And I'm working
Yes.
for him. So hopefully we do have more scenes with him because I enjoy working with him.
Yeah, because we've talked about this whole time. The thing we do is just just a nice workplace situation there, or just the dynamic with all you guys' relationship there.
It is. It's fun playing off. It's Maxie, Nina, and
I know.
Julian. It's a cool little dynamic.
You work with some really interesting actors too.
I know.
All of them are interesting.
Yeah.
People are going off about Julian's hair.
That hair's
I
ridiculous.
know you don't like it either. I like it. I don't know. I like it.
No, you don't like
Well,
it.
high and tight,
What's
I like
going?
it.
No, it's like well, it is very high. It's very high. It's too high on top. It's too
See,
high on top.
Robert, look over there.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but it's like mine is kind of like high up front, and then it kind of just goes down. But his is just like just high all the way around, and it just doesn't look.
I gotta say, I like it.
No,
I
Robert, come on.
Me too.
I told him last week. I was like, dude, your hair is on point right now. Maybe it's just- Hey, but then again, I got a lot of hate for my hair when I cut my hair super short on the show.
Did you
And
really?
watching it back, it was a little extreme.
really?
But sometimes, hey, being on a show for years at a time, you
Gotta
get
change
bored
it.
with the
Yeah.
same haircut.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I don't blame Will for wanting to change up his hair a little bit. I think it looks good. He'll probably change it back. Don't worry.
Oh, thank goodness.
You'll be fine.
So when you want to do something like when you want to change your hair, is that something you have to clear it with everybody, or can you just come in and say, like, hey, guess what I did over the weekend? I just cut my
No,
hair.
you're supposed to clear it.
You're supposed to clear it.
Yeah.
I feel like you did not.
I did not.
When you say supposed to clear it.
Yeah, you're supposed to. When I cut my hair, it was a little bit of an accident. I was trying to clean up around the sides around my
done
ears,
that.
and I was using a buzzer, and I went too short.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh crap, I have to shoot in like 3 days, and I had this huge chunk out of the side of my hair.
Oh my god.
So I was like, okay, well, what can I do? And the only thing I could really do was just shave the sides really short and try to do something kind of edgy and trendy. I thought it looked good in person. On camera, I think it came off. You could see my scalp, and it was just a little extreme.
Okay.
In person, it was kind of cool looking. But next time I'll let the hairstylist on set cut my hair because
What did he say to you when he went on there? When he came back with that short
they were just like, "What'd you do, dude?"
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Nothing.
Why'd you cut your hair? I'm like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
I didn't cut my hair.
Yeah, that's good. Oh my god. And he also did bring up a point that that Carly does accept Sonny for who he is and all of that. And Alexis kind of brought that up, or Anna brought that up. Like he just and that seems like Alexis is having a hard time with it. Like she can't accept Julian for everything.
No, well, but I mean
And
she
revel in it.
Yeah, she's known a little bit about his dirty misdeeds, especially with the killing of Duke and stuff. But she wanted him so actively to be out of that mob life.
Yeah.
So she can't be with a guy that's like. Well, I think it's tough. It's one thing for Carly, who's just maybe a hotel owner, to be with a reputed mobster. But it's if you're a lawyer, it's kind of tough to be like, hey, I'm gonna
caught up in the legal aspects of it, and
Yeah. And then Sam, of course, questioned Julian too earlier in the week.
She has no illusions that
you can't talk about nothing, girl. But she don't believe her father. She don't believe him.
No, she doesn't believe him for a second.
She knows better than that. Yeah. She's been in this business a long time, or been around the business a long time. So Hale Garrett's dead. So there we have his testimony, just like we have Sabrina's, but no real witnesses to be testified. So we'll see how this goes. And Anna said a great point. Wouldn't it be ironic that I go to jail for attempted killing somebody who's alive, and he and Julian get off for killing somebody who's actually dead?
Yeah.
Well, interesting. That's an interesting statement, actually. Mm-hmm. That would suck.
Yeah.
Well, Anna can't go to prison. She can go to prison.
You never know.
This can't go to prison.
No, well, I mean, yeah. Well, we see there's too many people invested in not letting Carlos testify,
Right.
because too many people have too many things on the line. Whether it be Paul, whether it be Julian, people don't want him talking.
Right, they don't.
Yeah.
Now, switching gears a little bit, is Franco the stalker, or is he just drawing birds?
Man, I hope it's just him drawing birds. Please let it be. That whole scene was so weird. Where he's just
it was weird.
crouching in the bushes. So weird.
I'm just one of these birds over here, and that's it.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on with his character right now. It's an interesting kind of twist. And then his drawings, his paintings of the. Yeah. There's some scenes coming up that I guess I don't think they've aired yet. But
what are they?
no, but
it's just us here. No one's gonna hear this.
He's having a rough time.
He's having a rough time.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it seems like it's interesting to see how, because it seemed like his character did such a 180 last week when he was kind of antagonizing Jason and provoking a reaction out of him in the hospital. Where you thought, like, did he just like all of a sudden flip back into like old, weird, crazy Franco?
Yeah.
But then you see this week where it's like he's kind of dialed it back, and so you see him talking to Liz. And you see him going to Nina, being right up front, like, I did do this. It wasn't maybe the best thing, smartest thing I could have done is draw this picture of you. And so you feel like, all right, maybe he's not like the crazy loony guy. So it's tough to gauge like what they have planned for Franco.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping he goes super crazy. I just think it's
man.
And then Dylan has a shot with Nina. You know?
Hey, I'm done. Sold. Have you seen Shark Tank? I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny? I mean, I always thought the good twist, if he doesn't go crazy, is somebody else who's doing it and trying to make it seem like it's him. So
cool.
a character from the past, another character from the past coming out who's kind of loony.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of a fun storyline. But I don't know. I mean, I know Heather Weber's coming back. I know she's coming back. I don't know for how long or whatever. Frank's not happy, you guys.
Oh, man.
Not Frank. We love Robin Mattson.
Yeah, she's great. She was great. She's great. She's great. But like the character is just so cuckoo bananas.
It's his
just,
mother. It's mommy.
Oh,
It's his
man.
mommy.
It's so over the top. So somebody's going to be, probably Carly again, is going to be held hostage, and it's just always. She comes in, holds somebody hostage, and then Franco has to come and stop it. And it's just like, ugh, again, please.
I don't think I've been on since she.
You probably weren't. I think she was already gone by the time you came on.
Maybe this is your turn to get kidnapped.
Maybe I'll be kidnapped.
Yeah, you're kidnapped.
You never know.
She has a history with the Quartermaines because she was married to Edward once.
Oh.
There's a whole Edward storyline, so you could be, who knows?
Tied into that somehow.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about and I'm just going to tie into this. How are you about the whole Quartermaine resurgence? We're loving it.
I think it's great because it gives me episodes, right? Hey, the more Quartermaine story, the more episodes I get to act in. No, I think it's really cool because I think the Quartermaines, I think they were kind of pushed to the side a little bit for a while, and I think that Jane Elliott is a key component to General Hospital, and for her to not have a major storyline happening at all times, I think is a waste.
Yes,
I really do, because I think she's amazing. So, I mean, I've said it before. I just feel lucky that I'm, tied into her as a character because she's my mom, obviously, and I think them bringing back, Wally has been really cool.
So you finally get to work with Wally. I mean, that's your brother. Talk about he's doing. I just talked about him on Days of Our Lives. He's doing double duty. He's just like
all over the place.
I mean, how is it you get your big brother? You get to work with him.
He's so cool, and it's kind of funny because I can see. I don't know. When I met him, I was just like, it seems like we would be brothers. He's just a super friendly guy. Not to pat myself on the back, but he seems just
a nice guy.
He just seems like a nice guy. There wasn't any weird standoffishness. He came right up to my dressing room, introduced himself.
Oh, good.
Sat on my couch and was like, "Yeah, we're brothers." And I was just like, "I love you, man." He was so friendly and nice and warm and welcoming and. I hope that he gets to keep coming back to the show. I hope that they tie him in. I know I think he's not on contracted days, so he's able to do both. And I hope that I hope they take advantage of that.
Yeah, it's weird. Some weeks I watch both shows. I'm like, oh, there he is there, and there he is there. We said this in the last episode of Days of Our Lives just an hour ago. I think he should come to just full time as Ned.
Yes,
full time. On.
It's nice too because I feel like a lot of scenes are Dylan kind of dealing with Tracy and being like, fine, Mom. All right, Mom, what are you doing? Mom, okay. And it's kind of nice to have a brother on the show to kind of be on my team a little bit, to kind of put her in place.
Because those scenes between you and Wally, just for those brief ones that when you're in the hospital room with Tracy, were just so great. And it's just I wanted more of those. Yeah. It's like, oh man, just get him over the show full time.
But we have some cool stuff coming up.
That's great.
So there is some more stuff coming, but it's still, I want more.
I did a screenshot a while back and posted it. It was when Tracy was going into surgery, and it was you, Wally, and Chad. All three of you guys. It was the Quartermaine men.
Yeah.
Looking off. They did a shot. We guys were all kind of like side by side looking. I'm like, there it is.
Yeah.
The Quartermaines. And they got Monica, Leslie Charleston. Of course, we've seen lots of her. We love that.
Yeah.
But I have to ask you a question. I wanted to ask you this. I didn't ask you this online, but I want to ask you this there. There's a scene when you find out what's wrong with Tracy, and me and the fans notice this. When they say she has worms, there's a look on your face like, worms? And you're walking, you have no dialogue in the scene. Yeah. You're walking behind them, and it looks like you're ready to laugh. How do you feel about that episode, that whole that she had worms?
It's so funny because it is, when we read that it's worms, we all did laugh.
Yeah, sure.
But not necessarily laughing because it's so ridiculous, even though it is ridiculous, because we actually researched it and it's a real thing.
Oh.
That is a real thing that can happen. Usually when somebody travels overseas, they get an infection and worms actually can grow on the brain.
Oh my God.
So gross. Even though it sounds like a made-up soap opera type sickness, it has happened.
Wow.
And no, it's funny because after that episode aired, a lot of fans reached out to me and they were like, "Were you laughing?"
That's what it looked like. You're like,
and I was like, "I don't think so." And I rewatched it, and no, that was my blocking.
Okay.
I was supposed to cross around the bed.
Yeah, you just
so
did.
That was planned, and my reaction, I think, was genuinely just, what? And I think that was a real.
That's great.
I think if I was told in real life your mom has worms, I would have done the same thing. I would have been grossed out, confused, disgusted, and shocked. And that's what that face was.
No, it was great. We just saw it, but it looked like you were like, oh my God, worm. Like it was like it was a funny moment for us. So it stood out.
But I watched it back and I did kind of laugh too.
You made your most.
Well, around that same time, you did have a scene with Dr. Mays, where just to see Dylan kind of go full Quartermaine, where he's like, "Hey, guess what? My name's on the. We're part of this hospital. We got a long legacy. Don't screw around with me. You will call me Mr. Quartermaine."
That's right.
Like that was awesome to see you just get that, because Dylan is such a nice guy, really upstanding guy. But to see him kind of just embrace that full Quartermaine-ness for a second was really cool to see.
You were done. I'm a Quartermaine, bitches.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I think that. I hope that they give Dylan more stuff where he gets to show kind of that strong side of him, because I think I love Dylan because I think he's a really good guy. I think that he tries to like make the right decisions, and he's a respectable guy. But I think he definitely has that Quartermaine side in him. Like, you don't cross him at the same time.
Yeah.
So I love that they kind of gave him that moment of strength to say, okay, look, I'm a nice guy, but you're not going to walk all over me. At the end of the day, I'm still a Quartermaine. So, and that's why I was saying I'm excited about some of the, if there is a conflict between Dylan and Morgan, it'll be cool, because I think it's important that Dylan doesn't just stay safe on the show, because that's boring. A nice guy is good, but give him some levels, give him some stuff to climb out of. The Halloween stuff where he played the tape was so out of character.
Yes,
but that's real. People, even good people, make mistakes, and give him something to redeem himself from.
I agree.
So. Yeah, it was a cool moment. Thank you for saying that.
We liked it.
That was great.
Yes, you tell them.
Because there's no way you could grow up in that household and not have that kind of backbone to you. Yeah, even if you don't embrace it or use it as part of your character on a day-to-day basis. Like when the chips are down, you're like, I'm all right.
Right.
Guess what?
I'm still a Quartermaine.
Yeah.
That's right. So, but Franco, of course, goes and decides to warn Liz. Rebecca Hurst is back. Like, she had a little extended thing going on because their contract negotiation. That's why she wasn't on for a while. But now she's on again. So they had a scene, and it was basically, all back to that puppy the week before.
Yeah.
Jason was like, "No, you need to stop the therapy, and that's it." And Liz didn't want to stop it.
No, but when push comes to shove, she's going to side with Jason.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, regardless of whatever the relationship is, he is the father of their child.
Yes.
So certainly what he says has equal sway of whatever Liz wants as well. So. No matter, even if she's like, "Oh, Franco's not as bad," you can see her defending him, which is nice to see. But ultimately, you gotta go with what you gotta do.
He found out.
Yes,
with the new nurse, Amy Driscoll.
Yes, Amy Driscoll, man,
working it out.
Yes.
When she went off on Maxie at first, she's like, "We don't do voice transplants." I was like, "Girl."
I know, that was
like sassy.
Yes,
I love her.
She's supposed to be a take on Amy Vining, who of course was Laura's sister, Shell Kepper, who died in real life. She was kind of like the busybody nurse that everybody talked to. Was on the 10th floor. I like her so far from her scenes.
Yeah, she's good.
She kind of liked Franco, and she also liked, what's his name? She's like, "Whatever you need."
Oh yeah, yes.
Whatever you need.
Yeah,
there you go, girl. But she told Max, you don't do voice transplants.
I don't want to say any names, but a well-respected.
Yes. She's good.
Like, that was good. And Sam was like, "You ain't talking about." working that out. But he also warned Nina, showed Nina the picture, the creepy picture.
Yeah.
That is kind of creepy. Kind of creepy picture. Yeah. And so I'm like, I guess Nina and Liz both are kind of like, we kind of believe you that you're not crazy. But again, like I said, Liz sided with Jason and doing anything there. And then Nina and Julian talked about their kind of their problems. Are we leading towards them being together, maybe? What do you know? He can't tell anything.
About Nina
and Julian are kind of they've been talking, sharing their lives.
I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I only know this week what we're shooting this week, and none of that's happening this week, anyways.
Yes.
I'd be shocked if they got together, but hey, maybe that would make for a good storyline. What's shocking is interesting, right? So,
well, you were saying about if because Julian and Lex have to break up, obviously. Over this.
Yes.
So
you've got Leo, which is a baby that Nina would love to be the mother of a baby.
Yes.
So
that's what he says.
That's my thing. It's like I can see that being the connection point right there.
That's true. That is true. That's a good point.
She wants to be a mother. She does
want to be a mama.
And that little baby is cute, actually. Throw back to baby vining. Okay, so then we have the sisters talked about mom, which was Christina and Molly, as she was doing her laundry, stuffing it in her backpack.
Yeah,
I was like, how do you store all the laundry in that backpack?
But that's a smart thing. When the parents are away, hey, I'm going to come home and do some laundry.
Do some laundry.
Who hasn't been there?
That's true.
Yes.
Totally.
That's totally true. But I like their. I mean, Lexi Ainsworth and Haley Poulos do such a great job being. The Davis girls are so good together.
They are.
They really, any combination of them, they're so good together. But Christina was like talking to her like plainly about their mother and like let her do her due and I just kind of stay out of it and because she has her own problems anyway. But am I gay? Am I straight? What's going on? It's her own stuff.
Well, especially because in that scene it leads up to them. Hey, guess what? I'm going on a date. Like, oh, what's her name?
Aaron.
Aaron.
I was like, I'm like, And then he shows up. I know he's gonna show up at the house. I know he's gonna show up pick her up.
Yeah.
And he shows up, and Molly's like, "Oh, you're Aaron."
Not a great poker face. Not a great poker face when that door opens. No, you don't breasts or anything. What's going on? You're Aaron. and I don't know the actor is. He's really nice. He's like a cool guy.
Yeah, I have not met him yet or worked with him, but I saw their first episode together.
Well, when you see them go over and they're hanging out, they have to stop by the restaurant to pick up some paperwork or whatever, and then all of a sudden he finds out, like, wait, Sonny Corinthos, the coffee? The coffee guy? Not the mobster, but the coffee guy. Oh my gosh, I love your coffee. I love your coffee. I love cooking. Can I check out your kitchen? I want to check it all out.
I started laughing. I actually thought you Frank on that one too, actually. I was like, Frank was having something about that one. I thought it was kind of funny that they're trying to emphasize that for many people, he is just a coffee importer.
Yeah, but I'm like, how long does that last?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that somebody mentioned a reputed mobster like now. But I guess the name probably wouldn't ring a bell unless they're so wildly known. So.
But coffee's in. People like coffee.
Yeah,
I mean, people like their coffee and their brands of coffee. Starbucks, Coffee Bean. True. What's the other one that's here? Intelligentsia. Pete's
Coffee.
I mean, there are people who like Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, hello. And people do like their coffee. So I guess he's one who loves his career. He's like naming blends and stuff. I started laughing. That was kind of funny.
Man, I feel like, like Sonny just like embracing, like, hey, all right, this guy.
Yeah,
just,
he's good.
Yeah. But also acknowledging, like, hey, this guy's I apologize in advance because if he does happen to stick around, even if it's just the first date, I mean, he's going to find out that eventually that, I'm also a mobster as well.
Right. But Christina has her own hello secrets. Am I bi? Am I gay? Am I straight?
But when I saw this, I thought more what you were saying last week, that they were kind of embracing more just like the bisexual nature of it. And I thought that would be really cool.
I said last week, I think that actually what would be fun thing is you don't have many of them on TV, a bisexual character.
That would be cool.
Then storyline-wise, and go either direction.
Right. I think she has been playing those scenes so great.
Completely great, yes.
I don't remember what scene it was. She was talking to her mom, and I think her mom and her sister she was talking to, and her mom just wasn't really understanding, and she starts crying, and oh my gosh, she was just, I was like Emmy all day.
I agree.
She was so good. So good.
Yes, I totally agree. I've been following the storyline really heavily, and I feel like they've been doing an okay job so far. So I was thinking, if they go the bi direction, okay, that's fine. That's today. It's the millennials. It's hip today. I mean, people are doing that these days. So I think, why not? And
and I like that they didn't just jump right into like, oh, now she's gay. Like, no, like she's gonna have some time to figure it out, and she probably will date a guy again, and then
I think so.
I think it's cool that they're taking the storyline.
I totally agree with that. Sam gets some info on Claudette, who we don't care about.
Yeah.
That storyline was just like, okay, she's in New York, so Max is gonna go to New York for wedding dresses and look up Claudette.
Yeah, she will just not let this go. I mean, I don't know. I mean, certainly Maxie certainly has her things that she like, you know, I guess being honest. Certainly now with giving all the Maxie's kind of done it before, like honesty right now is really important. So, but when Maxie gets like something stuck, she will not let that go.
Sam tried to warn her, don't do it, girl. But she's going to do it anyway. Oh my God, someone writes, why can't Dylan be a bisexual character?
It is a soap opera. You never know.
Hey, you never know. Hey, you never know, right? He's here to act.
I'm not. You know, I didn't. A month ago, I wouldn't think that Dylan would be paired up with Kiki. So I don't even. I try not to look too far ahead because I'll get a script and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a serial killer now. You know, you have no idea.
That's true. That's very true on soaps. That's very true.
Because when you're getting a script and you see like a scene with Kiki or like the stuff that you're doing with Valerie before, they're not coming up to you ahead and telling, hey, we're just gonna do a little chemistry test between you guys.
No, I will say the day that I had my first scenes with Kiki, Frank actually came down. And he mentioned that. He was like, so this is kind of what we call like a chemistry test. You and Kiki, it's when we kind of mix two characters together that haven't really worked together yet, and we just see how they play off each other.
Wow.
I guess we played off each other well because
you did.
Yes.
But even with this, you know, this scenario, as excited as I am about killing, we're being called.
Killing, that's killing.
I am not going to get my hopes set on it because I've done that in the past. And then it changes. So you got to kind of just take it week by week and let it develop as it comes, because if you start playing it like, okay, I'm going to fall in love with this person, we're going to end up getting married, then you just get ahead of yourselves, and then they change it, and you're like, wait, what? And you know what I mean? Because I mean, I thought when I came on the show and I was paired with Lulu, I thought, yeah, this is who I'm going to be with on the show. Yeah. And then, which it could still end up that way in the future. I don't know. Never say never. But as of right now, it completely, you know, did not end up that way. So I'm just kind of learning to not get my hopes set up and just kind of work with whoever you're working with at the time, and
just be present, I guess.
Just be present.
Yeah, be present.
Which is kind of how it happens in real life. So it's almost nice we don't know too far in advance, because if I knew, okay, in a year from now I'm still going to be with Kiki or I'm going to be with Valerie or whoever, then maybe I would get too in my head and play into that too much. So it's kind of nice we don't know too far in advance.
Well, I know that you and Brittany are friends off screen. Do you miss working with her? Like, you guys, you guys worked together for a lot at the beginning.
Well, I miss working with both M. Rylan and Brittany Sarpy because the first 6 months I was on the show, all my scenes were with them. So and Dante as well. I mean, we would have a lot of scenes together, and I have not worked with them in a while. So yeah, I do, but I still see them on set, and I see them at the little parties we go to and events, and they're good friends. So it's nice.
And you put her in your music video.
She was in the music video. Yeah. So we all see each other and try to collaborate on things outside of work as well. So
speaking of that, I know Chris Oliver. So Mitchell, one of your best friends. Yeah. I did a show called Generation U Radio here in LA. I was a guest and he was a guest. And after the show ended, he comes and goes, once they said your name, then I realized who you were. You're on that General Hospital after show, and my best friend was on that show. I was like, who's your friend? Oh, you're going on the show. He's like, Robert. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Shout outs to Chris Oliver, Chris O Music. He's the man. Check him out.
That's right. And he's had a birthday too. So
he had a birthday, and he is he's in all the Funk It Friday stuff that I do, the music stuff that I do, and he's really, really pursuing his rap career and music career, and I think he should have another album coming out pretty soon. So
he's a great guy, very nice guy, very great guy. So it's kind of fun to meet him. So we started talking.
That's such a small world.
Small world here in LA, across from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Oh,
that's right.
Classic. Was he at Roscoe's?
No, I went afterwards. I don't know where he went. I got me a couple of waffles. I love their waffles. They're like cracking them. They're just so good.
They're so good.
There's
always a line outside.
There's always a line. Always a line. But I'll wait in line. That's one of the things I'll wait in line. But great guy. But I had to mention it was a small world.
Yeah, it is a small world.
They saw ours. You saw me on the show.
I'm glad they remember you. Yeah.
Yes, it was kind of fun. So Christina goes on a date. She has that going on. Dr. O.
Poof.
Your favorite person.
Yes.
We're actually having Kathleen Gotti on the show in a couple of weeks. I'm very excited.
Oh, cool.
Very excited. Nice. But she's now in medical records, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad because it seemed like the way that she left last week after they said like, oh, we'll try to maybe janitorial. Like Tracy's like, maybe the janitorial is the job for you. I feel like they just kind of like not gonna have her come back to the hospital at all.
Right.
But no, I'm glad that they still have her in the mix and still causing trouble.
And because she hates Finn, Dr. Finn.
Yes.
And so him and Carly are trying to get some records. And now we're on the missing kidneys, as you called them last night.
Yeah.
The missing kidney.
Where them kidneys at?
Where them kidneys at? Where them kidneys come from? So they're trying to find them, and she gave them so much shade, like, I will never help you. As long as I'm here, you will never find out anything. next.
She's a fiery one too, huh?
Yes.
Also, you got to do scenes with her as well during everything with Tracy.
Oh, you got scenes with her too. That's why you had scenes with her too.
Very few, but yeah, it's great work. She's such a sweetheart in real life. Oh my gosh. On the show, she can be a little bit of both. But I don't know how she keeps that accent going.
I know, my gosh.
I'm like, how do you do that?
It seems so natural.
I can barely get my lines down, but then to also learn your lines and have to do that accent. Oh my gosh.
At that soap opera pace.
Yes. So fast. I mean, they get one take, maybe two if you're like.
God, damn, she's just like, because Monica is chief of staff. You guys don't realize that she's chief of staff. You're Auntie Monica. You had some great scenes with her too a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
she's really nice.
She's awesome.
A legend.
I'm so glad I got to work with her a little bit.
Yeah,
that was actually my mom being sick in the hospital. Those were the first scenes that I've had in the hospital.
That's what I thought.
So I was almost on for an entire year without having a scene in the hospital on a show called General Hospital.
Wow.
Kind of weird. Yeah.
How weird is that? What a weird thought.
Yeah.
You have a lot of firsts coming that came up this year, kind of thing. So, but Carly finds out a way. When she sees Dr. O walk off somewhere, she breaks in and gets information.
Yeah, that was which I'm glad that she was able to get it and get out of there, as opposed to like being caught or something like that.
Like she got was every person who worked, every employee that was working there, March 23rd, 2011.
Yes, that'll be interesting because I figure it's got to be somebody that we have some knowledge of, right?
I know. I can't believe it. So it's really interesting. See what happens there. But also, just in the mix of all this, there was a lonely patient, so to speak, who's like kind of a hypochondriac, we thought.
Yeah.
Who dies. It's like, oh, that's kind of weird. That Finn was like helping him out, and that's why Carly saw him. He was like, oh, you're so sweet, and you're a good person, blah, blah. But then he dies.
And Oprah happens to be right there right after that. So it's like, all right, who really got rid of this lonely guy?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Dr. Maddox and Dr. Finn had their first scenes together. When Andre afterwards, and he was talking about, you need some help, and he's like, patients die, and that's when he was very cold and just calculating like the patients die, and he basically told Andre to go screw himself. Like, I don't need any help. I don't need any help. As he shoots that, he's talking about needles. Shoots that needle's like, I mean, I'm not afraid of needles, but I was like, that's a big syringe they shoot into his arm.
Dr. Finn is quite the character too.
How does it feel he came back as somebody else? It's so crazy.
Michael Easton. He was on. This is his fourth character he's played, right? Or fifth?
Fifth.
Character.
I know.
It's crazy. I mean, what other show can you keep coming back as a different? It's kind of it's cool though. I like that about the soap opera world. People can switch around. And it's kind of interesting that he's playing such like a quirky kind of doctor with his little lizard, Roxy the lizard. And
I love the lizard, Bitter Dragon.
Yes. I thought like, oh, you're gonna have him come back as a doctor again. Like that just seems so close to Silas Clay. But man, it is. There's such a distinct difference between them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree.
I'm glad and I think it's some of the writing has to do with that. They made him kind of quirky, and I think his acting choices too. He came back and he was like, well, I'm not going to play the same character I played before.
Right.
If I'm coming back for the fifth time, I'm going to find a way to make it different. And he has found a way to make it different.
Oh, we know Michael Easton, I watched you on the show, he has totally worked it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to him. I only have one sentence. Lulu moved back in. That's it.
What was that?
Lulu moved back into the house. That's it.
Oh, yes.
That fast. I don't know nothing else really to say.
Yeah.
Back to that new bed, new sex bed.
Great, that new sex bed. That new sex bed, but now they're getting a new sex house.
Right.
So,
Just like, okay.
Time to move up and on.
Yeah. And very end, of course, because they've been hyping this up, I saw online, the big crash, because Carlos MacGyvers himself out of those handcuffs.
Which I like that they really wanted to make sure that we as an audience knew that Carlos had taken that pen and that paperclip, because they when they leave the scene right there and it's just like, hey, Paul leaves it for them. We get Carlos looking at it, looks at Paul, and then it goes to break, and then we have to have just this one random scene where we see him put it in his sleeve real quick, like just in case, guys. He really did take it.
Yes, there you go. It's like, so a big crash, but then we see Jason laying on the ground. Now, was also Sam too?
No, Sam wasn't there.
Okay, so just Jason.
Just Jason, but yeah, this is like the weird thing, which I mean, at least seeing the commercials for Soap Opera Digest, it's like, hey, Jason remembers everything now.
Yes.
So I'm like, all right.
So he does. Yeah, he fully has his entire memory has come back.
I guess it's coming back. We'll find out.
It's crazy.
But it would be like the entire memory, just the entire memory of him as Jason Morgan, or also as early Jason Quartermaine as well too.
That'd be funny.
That'd be great if everything comes back.
Yeah.
Because if it's only the Jason Morgan stuff, then you feel like he's just going to start backsliding right into being with Sonny and Carly.
Basically, what he had said earlier in the week, I'm sorry, Sonny, I can't be part of this part of your business. He made it very clear that I can't be part of this part. And Sonny was getting upset with him, like, why are you here? Why are you talking to me? Why do you care? What's going on? He was like, I almost was kind of agreeing with Sonny in a way, kind of like, why are you kind of going back and forth? Are you a Quartermaine, or are you a Morgan, or are you? I mean, like, what is going on?
Yeah.
He has his hands in everything. He's part of your, because you've got your business back. He's all part of everything.
Right.
So like, Jason, so the writer didn't decide what they want to do with him. Like, really, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it's like, I agree, his millionth head injury. Hello, you said he's had so many head injuries.
Yeah.
Cheese and crackers. How can you think? How can you even form a sentence? I mean, if I've been hit in the head that many times, I wouldn't be sitting here at the table. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna have to just wear that helmet all the time. Just do that, just to be on the safe side.
He should.
Yep. Just you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
God. So, Alexis, I think we want to take a few phone calls since we have him here. We covered everything, I think, for General Hospital for the week. So we'll take a few phone calls when we do that. So let's just set that up. So you've been getting a lot more scenes, which has been great. I had a question I was going to ask you.
Because one thing you were saying, without going into any specifics, I know the Nurses Ball stuff is coming up for that. So what is like Nurses Ball taping days like? Because it's both a show, but also people can be in the audience watching it. So what's it like on both sides? Are they like long days? Are you actually in the audience watching all the performances?
Well, this was my first Nurses Ball. Obviously, I've been on the show for about a year now, and last year when I started, it was right after the Nurses Ball. And
it was right after.
So I came onto the show and I heard all of the aftermath. It was like a tornado went through. It was like everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, it's over." Okay, but no, I mean everybody loves being a part of it. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's on set. Everybody gets to bond. It's a rare week because it's like one of those weeks where all the characters are there. So you really get to hang out with everybody. But they're long days. I mean, I was tired. By Friday, it's usually like Monday to Friday because I think it's like a 4-episode ordeal, right?
Yeah, it is.
And it takes about, it takes the entire week to shoot. And I mean, you're there at, I think my earliest call time that week was like 5:30, and I was there until after dinner. I mean, and they're long days, but it was the best week I've had on General Hospital so far.
Now I know, like you said, you can't really tell too much, but are you performing in the Nurses Ball?
I can say that there are a lot of great performances in the Nurses Ball.
Okay.
I can say I might be a part of them. I can say that if you watch it, you will not be disappointed, but I don't think I can say if I'm in it or not. But I will say that, like you asked, all the actors kind of sit, and when the other performances are happening, everybody else is out in the audience and watching it and cheering you on. So
that's gonna be a nice supportive environment.
It is.
Yeah.
It's supportive and it's great, but it's also a little bit terrifying, because all of your co-stars are in the audience, or I'm in the audience watching, and when it's nice, but it's also scarier sometimes when you know the people watching you that well, because you're like,
I'm sure.
they just know. It's almost easier to do it in front of a bunch of strangers because you're like, well, I'm never gonna see you again. So
that's funny.
But no, it's a good time. There's a lot of great acts. A lot of people are back on the show that week that you haven't seen in a while performing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely check it out. Set your DVRs. And
well, two things I want to ask. One, I always like the Nurses Ball because it always finds out you discover what everybody's hidden talents they've never told anybody else before during that week.
Yes.
But then also at the beginning of the Nurses Ball, they do the red carpet arrivals.
Yeah.
Now, does anybody on the show talk about like how ridiculous is that we do televised live red carpet arrivals for this town, Port Charles, the sleepy little town in New York that nobody really knows about, but yet we're treating this Nurses Ball like it's like the Academy Awards. Does anybody even mention? Does that come to anybody's mind?
Nope. Nobody mentions it. We just pretend like it's the Oscars.
All right.
I love it.
Okay.
And there is a great red carpet episode, and it's a lot of fun.
That's where Maxie fell asleep or whatever. Alexis?
Yeah.
Anybody in there? Hello?
She's not.
Sorry, I was doing something. What's up?
I want to do a couple phone calls before we end.
Sure. Let me go ahead and put that number up for you.
Okay.
It is. Hold on, 1 second.
While she's doing that, I was going to do a couple of pieces of news.
News and gossip.
Yeah.
You got it.
TV News.
So Ian Buchanan's coming back in some capacity as Duke.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's got to be a dream sequence.
Must be, right?
Yeah.
Has to be
I think so,
and Heather Weber. You also mentioned they filmed the Nurses Ball. I talked to Barbara Roy, your PR person, all the time.
Okay,
so, we were busy doing Nurses Ball, so I know that's filmed.
Yeah.
Next Sunday, it's mother and son, but not together. We couldn't work it out together. Kathleen Gotti's coming on as a spotlight on at 3 p.m. here on AfterBuzz TV. And Ryan Pivey is going to be on our show.
Nice.
I got him on. You're going to get him on. So he's going to be on next year at 5:30 p.m. And Chris Arena, who is the music person at GH, is going to be coming on to Spotlight on in 2 weeks, on the 22nd. So, and I'm working on some other people to come on for Man-Made. It's all, thank you. It's all men. It's all men.
Okay, nice.
Except Kathleen Gotti. She's a woman.
What's a fun thing that we could ask Ryan about? What's something that he does on set or something like that we can call him out?
Good question.
On set, I think you could ask him about. I know he likes to get his workouts in. We have a new cool little workout room on set. That's pretty awesome. Billy Miller helped us.
Hey, Billy.
Get this workout room going. It's small. It's basically a janitor's closet that we turned into a weightlifting / yoga room. But
I love it.
So maybe ask him about that. I haven't had a chance to work out in it yet, so I'm excited about that. Ask him about his photography. I know. I don't know if you follow his Instagram, but he takes some beautiful pictures. He goes hiking and goes on little trips and stuff. So ask him about that.
That's about that.
Yeah.
We got phone calls, so let Lexus do her thing. Let Lexus do her thing.
All right, here we go. Thank you for calling in. Caller, you're calling into General Hospital's AFTERBUZZ TV after show. Please say your name and where you're from.
Hi, happy Mother's Day. Jamel calling from Brooklyn.
Jamel, oh my God! Actually, I talked to my grandmother already, so I know she's okay. I talked to her.
Good.
She called me for my birthday and Mother's Day. So we already talked to her, so I know she's fine.
Nice.
So what do you have to say, Jamel?
Oh, I'm loving the show tonight, and I was just I'm sorry, I'm prepared for the comment so fast. No, I'm loving the show tonight, and I love this week of General Hospital. I think at the crash with all those characters.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really sort of anticipating what it could be on Monday. Like I was tweeting, I said I think that hopefully it's not going to be the case that Dante don't end up getting killed off because he was so happy, and when you're happy on the self, that could be the case with that. So I hope that he don't be that.
Yeah, there's rumors that somebody's gonna die. There's a rumor. Yeah, there's a rumor.
Well, he did get that pen in the armpit. It seemed like that's what it kind of. It seemed like that
stabbed him. Yes.
Yeah, I hope not. But also, I want to say too, I'm glad that Rob is tonight because I'm loving the resurgence of the Quartermaines. You got to talk about it every week about how cute. I love Jane Elliott.
Oh yeah.
And I hope that I was saying, I hope that Scott Quartermaine, because she's a redhead. She was also going toe-to-toe with Jane Elliott too. So I hope she comes back. And really sort of have some diva energy and all that. But I'm loving what Rob is doing, what you're doing with the character, and going toe-to-toe with Michelle Stafford, and so many people. So I really love what you're doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I was going to say, and also I was listening when you said you didn't get your hopes up, and I thought that was so cute because a lot of times, for years I've watched some of my favorite characters sort of go, okay, I'm getting excited. They're going to take over the company. They're going to get this relationship.
Right.
And it don't happen. So I'm glad that you finally actually said it to actors too. Get their hopes up when they see a juicy storyline coming up. And I'm glad you said it because most of them say, no, we just come in and. But I'm glad that you're human and you get excited.
We get excited as well when something's working. So we feel your pain when the fans get excited and then, they're like, what happened with you two? We don't know sometimes, but we just have to trust that the writers, know what they're doing, and they do. They're great, and hopefully they'll steer it in the right direction. So, but thank you for watching, man. I really appreciate your support.
Yeah, I've been watching for years, and I think that the people who've sort of gotten that lethal pen has been in Quartermaine, unfortunately. I like so many times we get excited, with something going to happen for them, and then it just sort of go to the wayside. And I think even years ago, I'll go back to Sky when she was married to Jax. It just went away when Vanessa Marcel came back, and she never really rebounded. So I get excited for real strong relationships, and then when it don't happen, I'm like, oh man. I'm just happy. I'm happy you said it. That's what I was so happy when I heard that part.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jamel, for calling, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, I can't wait. And I miss the girls too. I love that every man night, but the ladies, I like the too.
No, we love them. We love them. Hey, look, Alexis.
Oh, Alexis, yes. Oh, yeah, Alexis. She's brilliant. She's perfect. She's a good producer. I love her.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Jamel. Take care today.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Got another phone call. Let's get a few of these in here.
Alrighty. Thank you for calling General Hospital After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Please say your name and where you're from.
Hey, my name is Mel. I'm calling from Toronto.
Hi, Mel from Toronto. We have a lot of Toronto fans that watch GH and watch our show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So what would you like to say?
Just want to know if Robert has any other covers he plans on doing in the future.
Good question.
Oh, thank you for asking.
Was this called a plant?
I like the Selena Gomez one.
You like what?
The Selena Gomez one?
Yeah, thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. I definitely plan on doing more music stuff. I was very preoccupied with the Nurses Ball this past few weeks. Not to say that I was performing, but let's just say I was busy. Okay. So there's some good stuff coming. I definitely want to do more, and I definitely want to work on some original music as well. So it's hard to balance everything. You know, the show has to come first, and I love, you know, giving you guys everything I can to play Dylan. So just trying to balance around that, and now I'm, you know, doing some other side things like the skincare line and trying to do some other acting stuff too. So it's coming, and I appreciate your support. I will post it on my, you know, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook as soon as it's ready. So thank you for listening and watching. That means a lot.
Okay, thanks. I'll look out for it.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Okay, we'll take one more phone call just because time has escaped us.
All right, last caller of the day. You are calling into General Hospital After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Please say your name and where you're from.
Yay! My name is Simran. I'm calling from Florida. You said my name earlier.
Yes, it's Simran. You said it.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, thank you for completing my life.
Oh, gosh, I'm so glad. That was such an easy thing to do, to complete your life. Thank you.
First of all, I want to say you guys are all awesome. I try to come every week and watch you live, but, you know, sometimes I skip in the way, but you guys are all awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you. Frank, I love you on Legends of Tomorrow After Show.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, all right, Frank.
There you go.
I want to say that I was super, super excited for Brian Craig winning the Emmys. I just thought he killed it this year, and he totally deserved it.
Agree.
So that was great. Kiki, I love Morgan. I love Morgan so much. I'm kind of mad at Dylan, kind of not, because I like the Kiki-Dylan relationship. I think it's fantastic. But I just want Morgan to be happy.
Well, we'll have to just battle it out. Yeah. If Morgan wants her bad enough, then he'll come and fight me for her.
Don't you want Dylan to be happy too?
Oh, yeah, promise me that there will be some shirtless scenes, though. You and Brian, like, I'm down for it.
According to this whole locker room Nathan shirtless scene with Dr. Monroe, I mean, you know, who knows? Maybe there'll be like a Fight Club shirtless brawl between Dylan and Morgan. We'll see.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like, okay, now I'm on board.
Yeah, now I'm on board. Now I'm on board. It's like, yes.
I'm so down for it. And, okay, so #JSam. All the way.
Okay.
Frank, I know you don't like the music. That music is special to my heart. And you should stop, okay? They are so beautiful. I'm really, really excited. No, seriously, I'm really excited for him to get his memories back. All of it, all the bad ones, all the good ones. I just need that to be over. I'm so done with that.
Okay.
I'm ready for them to move on with everything. And then...
and also get a new song, too? Could they move on with a new song?
I'll think about it.
Let's have Robert.
You go, girl.
Robert can put together a new song for them. How about that?
Hey, I'm down for anything Robert wants to do. So yeah, that's. Oh, and Jane Elliott. You guys mentioned Jane Elliott.
Yes.
I have her and Michelle Stafford. Like, I'm in love with them. Halfway not, because I'm straight, but still in love with them.
Okay, that's fine. Girl crushes. Girl crushes are fine.
Girl crush.
Yeah. So I love them. I think they kill it. So yeah, and thank you, Robert, for coming to the show. Your soothing voice, and it was amazing. I had to try to pay attention to what you were saying as opposed to how you were saying it.
I love you. You are so sweet. Thank you so much.
What about me, girl? You gave love to everybody else. What about me and my soothing voice? My birthday. Okay, just kidding.
It is his birthday.
James, your voice soothes me every week. I'm here for #Link all the time. You guys
Link.
are awesome.
That's right. We have our own hashtag. Right, yes. We're Link. Well, thank you so much for calling, girl. We have to end the show, but you're our last great caller. That was so wonderful for you to call in. Thank you so much for calling in.
I'm glad. Okay, thank you guys so much. Love you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheryl Mason Hawk, when we tell you she loves you, she tried to call in, but she couldn't get through.
Cheryl, love you too. Thank you so much. Next time.
Okay, folks, that was the GH Report. Thanks for coming on again. You're welcome anytime. You are our first guest. You're welcome anytime to come back anytime.
I love it. I was your first guest.
Yes.
I feel so special.
So anytime. And he brought some presents, you guys, so we might be giving some of those out. You have to watch our Facebook page. Tell them where you can... birthday song. Tell them where you can find you, Frank.
You can find me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie, and then check me out every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock with my improv team, Max, at IO West here in Los Angeles.
Robert, your turn.
Robert Palmer Watkins, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into the AfterBuzz TV show. These guys are freaking awesome. Thank you for your support for Dylan Quartermaine on GH and Funk It Friday. I will see you soon.
And you can follow me at James Lott Jr. on everything in the interwebs and on the universe. Just Google me. You can find me everywhere. And we'll see you next time with the ladies. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed here are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.